a very long time I've been thinking of filming a cruelty-free foundation tutorial to show you guys how to achieve a full coverage flawless base. So here I am finally filming this video for you to achieve this kind of a flawless base. And not only that, today I'm wearing two foundations, totally different shades, totally off. One is very light and one is very dark. I'm mixing both of them. So I wanted to show you how to get a foundation shade to match your skin tone from two different shades. So full coverage, flawless base, cruelty free foundation tutorial coming right up. Hi my ethical angels, welcome back to Be Beautethical, 100% cruelty-free beauty channel. If you're new here, my name is Archana and I help you ease into the cruelty-free beauty world one step at a time. So hit that subscribe button and also don't forget to keep your notifications on so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So let me zoom you guys in so that you can have a closer look. And let's get right into the video. So the two shades of foundation today that I'm going to mix are from Cover FX. This is their Power Play foundation and this is one of the very deep shades and this is one of the very light shades. Since I'm a makeup artist, I need to have different shades of foundations. So that is why I have different shades of foundations. Both of them are not my shade. So one shade is N110 and the other one is N0. So these are very different shades. One is extremely light. I don't think this is for any of the Indian skin tones, but I ordered this online, so I was really not sure of the shade. I wanted to order a light shade, but I think this is a little too light. And this is one of the deeper shades. I think they have something deeper than this also, I'm not very sure. So before we start off with mixing these two foundation shades together, let's prime my face first. So I'm using this Prime No Pores face primer from Jordana. Jordana is a cruelty-free brand and I don't think it's available on Nykaa. I got this sometime back from Beauty Bay, I think. So let's just, here I have a lot of pores here, right here, so I'm going to concentrate maximum of the product here, and for the rest of my face I'm just going to, I try and press the primer in so that it fills in any extra gap. This has a very minty, pepperminty kind of a fragrance to it, and the feel is also very pepperminty. I don't know if that makes sense, but I can feel the peppermint kind of a thing on my face. And the last step before foundation, I have already applied my lip balm, but this is the last step before foundation that I like to do. I like to correct and conceal the under eye area, around my mouth, and also a little bit on the forehead. So let's go ahead and do that. So for that I'm going to use Nykaa Skin Genius Conceal and Correct palette. This is in the shade Medium 02. It has beautiful shades of yellow, orange, and also all the concealer shades in it. I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, and a little bit of this shade right here in the middle, and I'm going to conceal my under eyes with that. And around my mouth and on my forehead I'm going to use the orange shade mixed in with the concealer shade. I'm not going to use yellow around my mouth and on my forehead. So with a foundation brush, because it's going to be quicker, I'm just going to first apply the orange corrector wherever it is needed on my forehead and around my mouth. Forehead area is generally pigmented. Normally, to find out if your forehead area is pigmented or not, you need to have very strong lights, and under those lights Only in certain angles you will be able to see if your forehead area is pigmented or not. Many times we feel somebody's forehead is not pigmented, but I think most of our foreheads are pigmented. If we step out in the sun ever at all, which I think most of us do, I also like to correct this area right above my jawline, because this area appears to be very, very dark in the pictures, in the videos. So this is something that I like to do. I like to also put the corrector around my nose area, and then I will also go ahead and put it under my eyes right away. Make sure to use the orange corrector only where there is darkness. Don't unnecessarily use it in all the places because it's not required. I normally don't use anything on my eyelids because I don't like to use too much product before the eyeshadow. This brush might be a little too big to use, but I'm just used to it. And you can use the orange corrector generously because it's going to get covered with your foundation in any case. Foundation, concealer, whatever you're going to use on top of this. And then first I'll slightly use the yellow shade under my eyes. This will very quickly brighten up this area under your eyes and they will start looking really awake even if you haven't slept enough. So I am sorry for the background noise that's going on. I was planning for this video for quite some time now, and somehow I was very sure that when I start filming the video, the rains are going to start. There have been no rains for the past few days, but somehow I had this feeling that as soon as I start filming, there was nothing when I set up for filming, when I was preparing everything. Even today there was no rain whatsoever, but as soon as I started filming, it had to rain. So this is the concealer shade that I'm using, and I'm going to apply it generously because this is a full coverage look that I am going for. You have to choose for a foundation shade that is at least 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, and I like to take it up like this so that it gives me a lifted look with the eye. And all this we are going to blend it out using my YBP Makeup Perfector sponge in a bit. And now, before we blend all of this in, I am going to use this mixing palette and mix these two shades in on this to make a shade that matches my skin tone. But I'm going to keep it a shade lighter, I think, because the dress that I'm wearing is a little low and my chest area is a little fairer than my face and neck still seems to be okay right now because there's nothing on it, and because there's a lot of corrector going on the face, I need to keep it a shade lighter so that my face does not become darker than my chest area. So there it is. I have put both of them onto this. I'm just going to mix it and see what happens. I'm just going to use a spare brush that I have. This is mixed in well, but I think a very slight bit of fair in it. That's it. That's about a drop and a half that I've added to this, and now let's see. This should match. I think that's a good match. We normally test the foundation on this area, and that I think a lot of you already know, but normally people do it before, like on the bare skin, but since I use a corrector in a lot of areas on my face, I have to do this because then the corrector makes my foundation look a little bit darker. So I used to wonder why my foundation or my face looks a little dark after I finish the foundation, but I think that is the reason, because I match it before applying the corrector. Now this should be a good match. It definitely looks like a good match. Now before this dries off, I'll just quickly take a sponge and I will quickly blend all of that in along with the concealer. So there. And there's a little bit left. I'm going to take it down my neck, and I should stop talking when I'm doing foundation on my neck. And on the ears, just cover up any gaps that you think will be visible. It has gone on to my earrings and I will take care of that a little bit later. That was just the perfect quantity for my full face, and a little bit of it I could also use it on my neck. If you want a fuller coverage, you might need to take another few drops maybe, but make sure to mix everything together, because if you want a little bit more, mix it a little bit more in advance, because it normally may not turn out to be the same shade the second time. So there might be a slight difference here and there. So if you want one more layer, try and mix it accordingly. Like, I think this is enough for my face, and the shade is really matching, so I don't think I need another layer. So I will just go ahead and powder my face. I'm going to use the Ben Nye Luxury powder in the shade Fair, and I'm going to powder my face very, very quickly. So I have finished powdering my face. I have used the same powder under my eyes and overall on my face, and I'm pretty happy with the way my face is looking. Normally it just goes a little bit darker, like it doesn't match the rest of my skin. Right now it's looking very, very matte because I have powdered a lot, and I do like to powder it a lot. But at the end, I'm just going to spritz finishing spray onto my face, and that's going to give me a dewy look. But for me, it's very, very important to powder my face, like heavily powder my face, because otherwise I just start sweating and the entire thing goes for a toss. So initially it is very important for me that I powder my face really well. So let me finish the rest of my makeup and then I will be right back. So that is how I do my cruelty-free foundation in a flawless and full coverage way, and I hope that mixing the two shades of foundation together and showing you how to achieve your shade helped you guys a little bit, because many a times we buy wrong shade of foundation. Sometimes it is lighter, sometimes it is darker, and whether it is store-bought or online, there are sometimes differences that do occur even if we test it and buy it sometimes from a store. When we come back home, either it oxidizes or there is some other problem, or we tan and we need a darker shade of foundation, or our tan has gone, we bought a foundation when we were tanned. So all these things do happen, and if you have two shades of foundation which are off, one is darker, one is lighter, you can always mix it. They will definitely not be as light and as dark as I have shown you, but the method is same. So it's always good to know how to mix your foundations in together and use them and let them not go to waste. So thank you so much for being here and watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please hit that like button if you did, and also share it with your friends and family. And yes, please do not forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Keep your notifications on so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I hope you guys are having a great day. Here's wishing you a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you again very, very soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.